Recording in progress.
Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
The transmutation of the physicality and the completion of it need what we call cosmic rays. Our team have built the system, are building the system, and we feel the existence of cosmic rays. Once you start touching cosmic rays, you become of a different creature of understanding of the universe. Not you don't get heads and tails, but creature in knowledge, creature in understanding of the truth about the creation. A lot of detachment, but a lot of attachment to the new understanding till you understand it. So, as I said, we have started the transmutation process, and we will gradually, in the next few weeks, test expansion of it, how and what we can do, and then come to the full transmutation. For us, once we establish one, is how we can move the other 7 billion. How we can bring that knowledge across to 7 billion. That no one abuses on it, and everybody has access to the same thing. In a present situation, you get on a plane in Linz, you come off the plane in New York, you had a cancer here, you have a cancer there. You had a ILS here, you still have ILS there. Nothing changes in your mental position. But with this technology, it does. Because we expand the energy package, which is within the center of you, which has to cross your body, and then make an envelope that our technology can pick up that envelope and transmute you on the present communication lines of what you call mobile phones to a position destination. In the future, there is no mobile phone. We learn it through our, what we call, dimension of the energy inside us. Then, in this position, when the fields crosses, it's like when you put, in a way, materials in the microwave. Nowadays, they put tomatoes through a special rays that they don't rot anymore so fast. We put bodies through MRI, and we see the field shows us where the tumor is, where the damage to the brain is, where you've broken the leg. You put you through CT scan in a massive amount of X-rays taken in layers from your body. We see what is the shape of you inside you. Now, instead of rays coming from outside to take these scans and pictures, now your soul going from inside out to create that envelope. The way you go for radiotherapy, radiation therapy, they see a tumor, they see something, and they target radiation on it. And they say, we destroyed the cell, we irradiated it, and it's done. We do it in nuclear industry quite a lot. Radiating create conditions of explosion or whatever. So we deliver energy to it, and we change it, and the doctor says, you had the radiation therapy, and the tumor is gone. Or we killed it, and then in time the body will get rid of it. Now the radiation comes from your soul, going out, and the tumor is on the way. The broken leg is on the way. The broken heart is on the way. The emotion of pain is on the way as it radiates out to create that envelope. Now you understand how it works. Today, you go to a hospital to get radiation therapy for your cancer. Now you get the radiation therapy from your own soul. But the emotion which created it is connected to the same center. It's not that you get rid of that tumor. You solve the reason why that tumor created by the same sun, by the same structure which radiates out. Because if there is a fault in the envelope, what you put in it will fall out in transportation. It has to be perfection. So when the body of the man, when the soul of the man expands to that position, like the radiation therapy, crosses everything. And everything has to be balanced. It brings balance through the energies of it. And it knows what it should be because the master on the head, which created it through emotion, says, there is a disbalance here. I used to hate, now I love. And love was the cornerstone of the creation. So if you create a tumor out of hate, it has no balance to sit. The envelope has to be complete. Many of you came to Linz and we put you through it, and I could not tell you this. You have a problem. I cannot go anywhere. It doesn't work on me. What is wrong inside you through the emotion and the physicality. The beauty of it is we cannot transmute a broken envelope. We cannot send because the fields will unbalance and they move and they create other problems. You only can travel when the soul, the envelope is clean, packed, sealed. Nothing can fall out. Nothing can fall in. It doesn't got a weak point that it can get torn and tear apart in transportation. It's you who makes that envelope, not us. We create a condition that conditions it to expansion of it. Go back to all my teachings. I always said, solar system or the universe can expand only to the size and the fields that this environment allows it to expand to. Because the other fields control it. The other fields sit on top of it because they need their existence. Now in our systems, we control that condition of containment. And once we control it, because it's on the magnetic field, because it's on the line of the field of the physicality, we can shoot you down the mobile line. I cough, you hear. I laugh, you hear. But you cannot see if I frown. You cannot see if I twinkle. In the plasma technology, the twinkle and the frown, everything is there. You go in with the cancer, you come out if the process is completed without the cancer. You go in with mental condition in transmutation, you come without it. And if you have that problem, you cannot travel. If you have a conflict inside you, you cannot create that envelope. I watched, people came in and went out. I could not do. It didn't happen to me. There's something wrong inside you that does not allow your soul to create that envelope. You have a different understanding. You have come in with a mean thought, as I call it. I've come here. I don't believe in it, but I want to show that it doesn't work. You deceived yourself, not the system. The guy before you came in with a pure heart, with understanding what he wants to do. And the one after you, how come you don't fit in? The problem is you, not the system. The problem is your integrity of understanding the totality. So we had to test that when we put somebody with a cancer in New York, lands in Linz, does he have a cancer anymore? Or he wants to keep that cancer because there is a condition that he has to prove to himself psychologically. Or she has a breast cancer that he has to do it psychologically. She hates someone. That hate has to transfer to love. And the cancer will find a solution in the dimension of physicality. You end up in Linz, you still have a tumor, but it's not malignant anymore. We did not vanish the tumor on the way. We exchanged the source. We elevated the source, the elevation of the source. So as part of this, in development of the technology, we are testing that elevation and dimension of interaction of the being, emotion, and physicality. You might have Alzheimer's, you might have Parkinson's, you might have every other condition, but this is not our job. We want to see if we can expand your soul, if we can allow you to expand your soul to the limitation of the envelope we give you, and then see how your body reacts to this expansion. You call it healing, you call it curing, that's your problem. What we are interested is in how we expand, how we can control that expansion, and in a transition time from New York to Linz, how your energies will interact with the system, with the dimensions, and with everything else. We want to know how things will go, and we want to know how things sit. And in this process, you call it whatever you like. Healing, processing, curing. That's your problem. We create transition and transmutation of the fields of the body of the man. And we'll find out in time, man will change. In time, the humanity, through progress of understanding, will change to its own dimension and direction. And in time, us, as those who understand part of the knowledge, will come to teach the others to understand the work of their own soul, to understand the work of others. At the moment, everything has become physical, and everything has to be done in hospitals by doctors who read a few books, and they become gods. Now the God is within you, which is your soul. And the creator of you, the creator of the existence of physicality of you is within you. You can become the doctor of yourself. We don't do anything. You find the solutions. We don't do anything. Your soul fixes what is wrong inside. This week, I'm sure the ladies on the line, she came to our doctors, highly educated, a PhD. She cannot walk. She cannot take steps. She can do a small dragging foot. Talking to her, the doctors even have, I've never heard before, is screwing her big toe to the one next that she can keep her balance or whatever. Literally put a pin between two toes. She had to move house to live in a one-floor apartment because she cannot do anything. She hasn't walked in a way for nearly 2 years, collectively 5 years. She has to go through a pain structure to get up, to stand up, even trying to take the step. Highly educated. Hands cannot bend. Fingers don't touch. It's like putting an orange in between the hand. She's been like this for years. For past 2 years, and gradually she goes into condition that she will not be able to move anything. With the doctors, she's been put through the process for 30 minutes. Then we asked her, can you walk? She stands up, she walks. Can't hear her voice clearly. She says, I'm walking. I don't want to stop. I haven't walked for years. I have no pain. And she walks around the table and like dancing. And he said, just calm down. She says, I don't want to. I haven't walked. This is something impossible. In 30 minutes. It's not a 30 minutes. It's that millisecond. The soul decides to perfect the walk. The man to walk. Souls, the psychological and the physical just follows. That 30 minutes is where that 1 millisecond of elevation of the soul will come. You stop. Comes on the next day. The joy, the happiness of being able to walk the day before was overwhelming. Go through the same process again. And she's walking. She doesn't want to sit. We ask her to run. She says, I cannot run. Asking the question. My toes have been pinned together. My ankles have been locked because I was not supposed to walk ever again in my life. What about the hand? The fingers can touch each other for the first time. The emotion, the process wanting to live is so strong. It has rejuvenated itself. Life is there again to live. We asked her, can you go for a run in the next couple of weeks? I can't run. My toes are pinned. My ankle is locked. But now they have to take it off. We created the envelope. The scanning, the evolution is done by the soul, by the energy within inside a man, not by us. We are literally a DHL office. We are a post office. We know where to develop the envelope and how we cannot carry a letter. You have to put it in an envelope that we can carry. You have to box it. We create a box. We are provider of that box. We are not the curer. We are not the doctors. We are not anything. We are just a courier office, which needs everything to be an envelope. You cannot bring a bunch of oranges on the table, says, can you take this to New York? Sorry, you have to put it in an envelope.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this 74th public meeting for testimonials here on Monday, January 9th, 2023. Welcome to the new year. This is a production of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'll be host here along with Mark as co-host, and I think we're ready for today's testimonials meeting. We have testimonials from the Brazilian community that we will continue with, as well as I believe we'll have several other areas of testimonials as well. So we're about to dive in and ask that question. Does anyone have anything they would like to present for this testimonials meeting? Let me just say first that this is a monthly meeting. For those that haven't been here before, it's every second Monday of the month. It's the second Monday of each month, I should say. So today is the second Monday, January 9th, and so that's why we have our testimonials meeting today. And we have various experiences that people have had regarding the use of the Keshe plasma technology, and sometimes that's a verbal testimonial, sometimes it's a recorded on a video, and sometimes it's a picture. So, again, is there anyone here who has something they would like to come forward with? Perhaps an experience or a testimonial of some sort? The floor is open.
Hello, Rick.
Elizabeth, yes, go ahead.
Alenka. Maybe Alenka helping me because my friend live in Mexico, send the videos and write the explanation, and during the video talk to explain to, and but it's in Spanish. Maybe Alenka helping for translator.
Sí, Lisbeth.
Hola, mira, puse lo escrito, ¿cómo estás? Feliz año. En el grupo de español y le envié el video a Rick, a ver si lo puedes traducir, ir leyendo y ella también en el video está hablando. Entonces no sé si lo lees primero y él pone el video después, no sé si. Ya le envié el video a Rick.
Ok, vamos a ver cómo está.
Okay.
Rick, I will try to translate that video that Lisbeth sent you.
Okay,
Y lo escrito está en Spanish. Look.
I just see it here now, so let me get that up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Con gusto.
Okay, so how do we want to do this? Shall I just play the video and Alenka will translate?
Yes. It depends how fast it goes.
Okay, I may have to stop it then at different points.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll turn down the audio a little bit on it. Okay, okay, let's try it.
Hola, hola, hola. A ver si se logra ver. Aquí estoy en casa en el segundo piso. Y
it's a very, very low volume. It has a very low volume.
Okay, I'll turn it up more. I think there's background noise though, so we'll see.
a ver si se logra ver. Aquí estoy en casa en el segundo piso. Y estoy grabando mi árbol de guanábana, que ya le había prometido a Lizzie. Que
recording my banana tree. It is too low.
Okay, we'll just do the best you can, and maybe we'll have to get a translation of the translation.
Es que no, yo no logro ver por la luz del sol. Pero, bueno, solo en esta rama las hojas no me dejan mostrárselo. Y a ver si ustedes pueden ver, tengo colgando ahí un gans. Y no sé si alcanzan a ver las...
She said something that she has hanging something from the tree.
Gee, the audio is coming through clear, and your voice is coming through clear, Alenka. I'm not sure where the issue is.
That I cannot hear the recording, Lisbeth's recording.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that would be. There is a lot of background noise, you know, cars and that kind of thing in the background. It makes it hard to hear. But
I cannot hear the background noise either.
Yeah, we didn't hear much background, Rick. Maybe we should just play half of it and let Alenka explain if the audio comes through. I don't know how.
Yeah.
You can get.
Okay.
And if she has to explain in Spanish, then you can translate her explanation.
Yes, that would be good.
Okay, we'll play half of it and then see where we're at there.
Anonas que están ahí en el árbol. En total he contado 19. Tengo anonas bebé, o sea, que apenas están naciendo. Voy a tratar de acomodar el video lo mejor que pueda para que ustedes puedan apreciar esta maravilla.
She has 19.
Digo, para mí es una maravilla. Estoy batallando un poco porque mi mano está fuera de la ventana y estoy tratando de que no se me caiga el teléfono. Pero bueno. A ver.
She's making the recording.
Ahí está.
From outside.
Yo veo clarito el gans que está ahí, el hilito dorado con azul, clarito. En la rama donde está colgado el gans, que es esta, solo en esta rama, en un solo gajo, hay 10 anonas. He contado 10.
In that tree there are 10 fruits, she says. Only from that
ahí
part of the tree.
Hay 2 en un solo gajito. Y ahí van.
Y ahí together están. Like they were
Vayan viendo. Ahora sí, y ahí para abajo. Solo aquí abajo hay como 5. Y luego en esta otra rama hay otro tanto. Que por el mismo. Y abajo, hasta abajo, tendría yo que ir a la planta baja para que ustedes lo vean. Ahí hay otras.
Downstairs to show the other fruits. I think that she's trying to show that the tree is full of fruits because of the plasma that she hanged in there.
What sort of fruit is it, Alenka? Did she say?
She said a guanábana.
Guanábana, ella dice guanábana y da anones, entonces son anones. Seguramente tienen esos dos nombres, ya. Pero ella dice tiene anonas. Sí, en México le dicen anonas. Son las dos. Ya. Alenka, pero lo que ella escribió debajo explicando lo que ha pasado también con ese árbol, te lo puse en el grupo de español oficial. ¿Puedes leerlo? Por favor. Pero puedes dejar el video. Gracias.
Okay, did we get a translation then of the first half pretty much? We know what's going on?
What happens, it seems to me that she hung some plasma in one of the tree limbs or how do you call ramas, and from the tree, and that she has many fruits because of the plasma in that tree. Usually there are not as many fruits, and it is an anona tree, which looks to me like the same as the guanábana.
What is that? I haven't heard of that before.
Guanábana is a fruit, is a tropical fruit. We have it here in Nicaragua also. And it is very good to treat cancer.
Okay.
Okay, now I have here some text I had, but she said that she sent to the Spanish group the explanation, but I cannot keep the Zoom here and go to the Spanish group to read it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well,
también lo puse en el chat de aquí.
Can you see? Yes. Can you see the chat here? Elizabeth put something there.
Okay, I'll try to go to the chat. Okay. Now I can read it. Okay, it says, promised is a debt, my dear Licia. Here I have the video to show that the ganses do function in the plants. In the audio of the video, I am looking at the tree, some fruits that were just sprouting or coming out. And one of them, you can see very close to it, the tube with the ganses. These ganses, I placed them in the tree on the last year, in 2020. And it is the tree looks has been hurt, and it was hurt by the wall because we had 5 hurricanes, one after the other, and this tree keeps the house cool at night. You can feel the oxygen, the cool oxygen that it brings in. And as I explained in the video, these trees are, and this season, for this season, the gans has been kept in there the whole year round. And it has been with all the time with fruits. So although that this tree has only a season to bear fruit, the ganses have made it produce whole year long. That's what she's explaining about this tree.
Alenka,
Okay.
ella explicaba que pasaron esos 5 huracanes
Sí.
y el árbol protegió toda la casa, mientras alrededor todos los jardines se destruyeron. Ese arbolito solo se golpeó con la casa y nunca dejó de producir. Y que de hecho se alimentó durante la pandemia, se alimentaron todo el tiempo de ese árbol.
Wow. Although that this tree was hit by 5 hurricanes, that tree protected the house and continued bearing fruit. Liz, ¿qué tipo de plasma fue el que le pusiste?
Yo creo que es CO2.
Oh, sí.
Me parece que fue CO2. Ella la otra vez explicó que puso también en la casa, yo les dije en uno de los talleres, que puso agua de plasma, por equivocación tenía el agua de plasma sin marcar y estaba haciendo muchísimo calor y ella puso con la pintura y empezó a incendiarse. Me llamó, yo le dije que hiciera el sol de CO2, ella tenía tanto calor que fue y buscó y encontró la botellita marcada con agua de plasma, llevaba 2 años, dice ella, tenía 2 años.
¿De CO2?
Y encontró la de CO2 y solo la sacó y que de inmediato sentó el frescor en toda la casa. Ese creo que se hizo en otro de los testimoniales.
Oh, that lady used the CO2 for the tree, and also she had some CO2 in one small vial in the house, and then it was so hot that she remembered suddenly that she had that plasma, and she brought it to her room, and she opened the vial with the plasma, and she said that immediately she felt a difference in the temperature. It became cooler and not so hot.
Okay, perhaps we should play the second part of the video here because we're getting explanations of things that aren't in the video. So,
Liz me va a poner la última parte del video.
Que a un lado tengo ese árbol, no sé si se ve mi dedo. Ese árbol es de zaramullos y todo el año me ha dado zaramullos. Estos árboles son de temporada.
Okay. She had another tree which is called zaramullo.
Les quiero mostrar.
There's also a tree that gives fruit only on a certain
porque estoy cuidando que no se me caiga el teléfono. Esto está pegadito a mi pared, a la pared de mi casita. Ahí se ven las anonas.
This is her house.
Espero que se alcance a apreciar lo que les quiero mostrar. Ahorita voy a revisar el video, a ver. Pero bueno, ya lo voy a detener. Y bueno, esto es nada más una forma en cómo mostrarles que el GAN sí funciona. La planta me ha dado, desde el año pasado me ha dado frutos, sigue dando frutos nuevos. Ahorita voy a ver si veo uno para mostrárselos. Que acabo de descubrir
I want to.
este frutito nuevo, a ver. Este acaba de nacer. Esa bolita que se ve ahí.
This fruit.
Y por acá debe haber otra también, que no tiene mucho que la descubrí, que la estoy buscando, pero es un poquito difícil ver a través de la cámara.
It's hard to see through the camera,
voy a reducir
the fruit.
el tamaño.
But what she's trying to convey is that the
Fundación Keshe sí funciona, muchas gracias. Me ha dado fruta de este árbol de anonas todo el año, el de zaramullos también. Y bueno, ¿qué les puedo decir? No dejen de hacerlos. Bye. Feliz año nuevo 2023.
She wants to convey that the ganses are really effective in making the trees produce more fruit, and not only for the season but also all year long, and that it also helped to have her house protected throughout those five hurricanes that hit their place. And that is a large anona fruit tree.
She lives in Cancun.
Ella
Yeah,
vive en Cancún.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Wow.
high temperature.
Sí, muy
But in
caliente.
2020 is 5 hurricanes, one and next, 5 hurricanes.
5 huracanes uno tras otro. Wow. And nothing happened to her house. Nada le pasó a la casa. Gracias, Lisbeth. Thank you, Lisbeth.
Thank you so much, Alenka.
That's great.
Thank you, Rick.
I have an another tree. I will do that. I had not thought about that tree.
Okay, very good. Almost looks like a plum, perhaps, or a...
No, it's a fruit that is it's green, and the fruit inside is white, and it has seeds. And it is very good to help heal cancer.
Did this person use rings of ganses, or did they have it in jars, or were they just watering? Did she say?
Lisbeth, esa persona dice cómo puso el gans, lo puso en jarros o lo regó.
Mira lo que ahí está colgadito. Mira el tubito ahí colgado de la cinta. Ella explicó eso.
¿Dónde está?
Míralo ahí, larguito, un tubito largo. En esa cintita que hay ahí en la parte de abajo. Precisamente la rama que más se golpeaba, pero nunca cayó. Mírala ahí, sigue colgada. Y es la rama que más produjo. ¿Lo ves ahí?
Allí se ve una cinta.
Y algo blanco largo. Ajá, sí.
Un blanco largo, sí, 2 cosas blancas largas.
No, ella tiene unas, bueno, no sé si 2, pero esa es.
2 allí. 2 cosas largas que están colgando. Lo que no veo es el tubo.
Sí, ese es el tubo, con gans, ese blanquito.
Eso blanco es, entonces como una manguera.
Ya, una manguerita, un tubito. Ajá.
Ok. Ya veo, ese que está abajo, agarrado, que está entre hojas, es una manguerita redonda.
Eso que se ve larguito, eso no,
claro.
no. Ah,
No un
bueno,
aro.
no sé si rodenda, yo no veo, yo no alcanzo a saber sino uno larguito, es ese en todo caso. Puede ser que sí, que lo tiene de los dos
Que se ve
extremos,
como,
uno al lado del otro, sí.
que se ve como curvo.
Sí, ese es.
Wow. Okay, what she's showing there, that there are two strings, and from those two strings there is a ring, full of guns that is hanging from those two white things that you look like straight lines. And then down there you can look and imagine that through the leaves, that's right, through the leaves there is a ring that's hanging from those two straight lines. And that ring is full of guns, CO2 guns. And she says that these guns is hanging from at the side where the tree was most hit by those two 5 hurricanes, and it would hit against the wall of the house. So that's about a 10 centimeter.
I thought that looked artificial. I thought it was a sickle at first, a leaning sickle hanging, but then it did look out of place in a way. But that's where it is.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Ella me comentaba que le pareció muy extraño que el último huracán, que fue el más fuerte, que el árbol golpeaba sobre la casa, ella estaba sola con su hijo dentro y dice, y fue la noche más linda que pasamos riendo, disfrutando, felices y escuchando el huracán afuera.
She was amazed because they were in the house during the 5th hurricane that hit the house, and that the tree protected the house. Even though the tree would hit against the walls of the house, they felt no fear, and they were happy. They felt happy even though the hurricane was going through their house or their place.
Yes, thank you. Rick sent the picture about the anona from Wikipedia. Maybe you find it in your Telegram. Anona fruit.
Yeah, Lisbeth envió a Rick una información sobre el árbol de anona.
I thought we were going to see a little dish of the fruit, but maybe it's not time to harvest them yet.
Dice Mark que pensó que podrían ver alguna fruta abierta, pero dice que tal vez no es tan. There is one. There is an open fruit there on the top picture. The white thing that you see is the inside of the fruit, and those dark things are the seeds, because inside those small parts of the fruit there is one seed. It's full of seeds, covered, and the covering is the one that you eat, the seed covering. It is delicious, really.
It's very sweet, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pero nunca paró de producir desde el 2020. Desde que ella le puso el gas, no ha parado de producir. No es estacionario, todo el tiempo.
And ever since she placed the guns on the tree, it has continued producing all year long, not only on the season. Wow. Anona se le dicen.
Veo que en inglés es anona y en español, mira, anon, es en Colombia siempre se ha conocido como anon. Mira, es en Spanish es anon.
Anona, también yo he escuchado anona. Se parece a la guanábana, pero no es la guanábana.
Ya es como la hija. Pero mira que en inglés dice Anona squamosa. Maybe as a scientific name.
Uh-huh. That looks a lot like the guanábana, but it is not. It is anona.
I don't think I've seen these in my area. I'll have to take a look. Rick, if you ran into this in the forest or somewhere where you weren't familiar with it, how would you approach it? Would you just pass by?
Where do you live?
New York area.
Well, that fruit is tropical. Esa fruta es tropical.
But many times we see produce from Mexico and other areas, Guatemala and so on.
Imported. Dice que a veces llegan frutas.
But I haven't seen this particular one, and maybe it's just because of the grocery store I go to. They may have more specialty shops that handle this particular product, if there is a market for it.
I haven't seen it as well.
Ellos no lo han visto, dice, en su área parece que importan frutas, pero no han visto de esta.
Now, this person, sorry.
Es que veo que importan más frutas que sean muy carnosas. Y como son igual que, bueno, la guanábana sí hay algunas en Florida, pero como tienen tanta fruta, creo que no se importan. La gente no sé, mucho no.
Was this the first time they were trying this? Or have they been perfecting the technique over years?
Dice, pregunta, Mark, que si esta es la primera vez que ellos han hecho ese experimento.
Ella lo puso, no, ella lo hizo porque venían 5 huracanes. Y yo les dije, acuérdense lo de Dominica, ella y Ivonne, que ambas viven en un sector que venían muchos huracanes. Acuérdense lo de Dominica, pónganle afuera y ella lo único que pensó afuera fue su árbol y fue lo que puso.
That was the first time that they were doing this because Elizabeth told her that because of the hurricanes that were coming, that have been announced to come to Cancun, then she reminded them of what had happened to Tom Sala's mother's house. And so the only thing that they could think of was to put that ring in the tree because that was her favorite tree. And that was the result.
That's pretty phenomenal protection.
Yes.
Year-round producing of fruit and a multiplication of fruit.
Sí, dice Mark que esto es fantástico que al producir no solamente da protección, sino que adicionalmente le da una mayor producción de la fruta. Maravilloso.
And that was just on her first try.
And yes, that was the first try. Sí, y esa fue la primera vez que lo probaron, dice.
Ya, sí. No, ella lo dejó allí. Y todavía mira que sigue produciendo. Ella no lo retiró nunca.
Oh, she never took the ring down from the tree. And the tree continues producing fruit.
Y durante la pandemia que estuvieron encerrados, dice que todo el tiempo se aprovecharon las frutas del árbol porque todo el tiempo les dio.
And during the COVID problem that they had to be inside the house and not going out, that they enjoyed very much eating the fruits. Muy bueno, Lisbeth. Very good.
Yes, excellent results.
Yes, thank you so much.
Y fue gas puro.
Gas
fue gas puro.
Gas con agua de plasma.
¿Perdón?
GANS y agua de
güey,
planta.
entonces era, ok,
Y
fue
aminoácidos.
completo con GANS. It was the complete GANS with the GANS, the plasma, and the amino acids that were placed inside the ring.
Y este GANS ella lo tiene desde hace 2 años, igual que el agua de plasma que puso dentro de la casa, los tenía hacía 2 años.
She had produced this GANS 2 years before.
All right, very good.
That's excelente testimonial.
Excelente.
Mira, Alenka, que la rama que se golpeaba todo el tiempo sigue golpeada durante los huracanes, pero nunca cayó y es la que más produce, que es la que tiene el GANS.
The hardest hit by the hurricanes was the one that had ganses, and it's the one that is producing more fruits. Qué bueno. Excelente testimonio, Liz.
Gracias.
Sí, ella llevaba tiempo queriendo filmar, pero se le había dañado el celular y no había podido hacerlo. Pero ella dice que ella en el Facebook sí puso fotos de cuando pasaron los huracanes y cómo se destruyó alrededor, pero el arbolito nada, y ni su casa tampoco. Pero que los va a buscar luego, solo que tuvo problemas con celular y hasta que pudo conseguir otro de nuevo.
She had problems with her cellular phone, and that was the reason why she had not sent this before, but she published it in Facebook, in her Facebook. At the moment.
During hurricanes, no?
Mm-hmm. While the hurricanes were hitting the Cancun. Excellent.
Okay, again, thank you so much. Gracias, Alenka.
Thank you, Lisbeth. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you. All right, perhaps we can move to the next testimonial. Is there anything else from your side there?
¿Hay algo más, Lisbeth?
No, por ahora.
Okay.
No,
La gente está preparando testimoniales, pero todavía. Ella lo mandó esta semana, así que recordé que era el testimonial hoy.
She sent us just this week, that's right.
I think you cut out there, Alenka. But
Oh, lo siento. She says that she sent this testimonial just recently because of those problems she had, but that's all they have. But there are other people that are preparing other tests.
all right, perhaps we'll hear in next month's testimonials from them.
A veces en los próximos meses dice que podemos escuchar los testimonios de las personas que te van a enviar.
Well, perhaps we can dive into, does anyone here have anything they would like to present as a testimonial?
I heard a nice testimonial yesterday. I don't know if I could share it second-handed. I mean, the one Mr. Keshe shared with us, I think that was first-hand, right? Because he was there with the lady that couldn't walk and then 30 minutes in the system. But one of the knowledge seekers shared a story yesterday of earlier last week, I guess they were driving at night and they came to a slight hill in the road, or I don't know if it was a 2-lane or 4-lane. But they came to a slight hill, and this was just told yesterday. Came to a slight hill, and when they got over the hill, they could see there was a black pickup truck about a third into the lane. Now, it was at night. Obviously, a black pickup truck doesn't make it easy to see. And the fella saw it, but if he swerved away from it, he would have turned into oncoming traffic. So he decided he would hit it rather than pull into the lane coming the opposite way. And what he said had happened was that he hit the car. He said he could see the airbag deploying, but his entity was at a distance from it, almost like if he was in the back seat or farther away, maybe even above it. He said the airbag looked rather small. It was probably an 18-year-old Honda, which he had become very accustomed to and used GANs in the car and everything. Well, I don't know if the car spun around, went across but anyway, some people came over and helped him. I guess he undid his own seatbelt, stood outside the car. The emergency workers came. They checked his vital signs. They looked at the car. They said, "We can't believe you're standing here. All your vital signs are good. We just can't believe it, but you're going to be sore tomorrow." But the car was totaled, basically. So they checked him over, asked him if he wanted to go to the hospital. He didn't want to go to the hospital. He asked the emergency medical personnel if he could get a ride because his wife actually worked close by. So they dropped him off there, and I guess he got in her car, was going to wait for her to get out of work. Apparently, this is all happening at night. And while he was sitting in the car, another person backing up in the parking lot actually backed into him. So that was 2 accidents in 1 hour, but that was only something soft in the parking lot, but I guess there was damage. But the idea of you surviving, I mean, the personnel, the police, and everything said you should have been seriously hurt in this accident. Mr. Keshe has told us the story about how he has also, the soul has actually basically condensed the whole physicality in a nanosecond, taken it out of the accident and then put it back in. And we've seen this many times on our own with just horrific accidents and people just walk away without any injuries. So he shared that that actually happened to him yesterday. And he could see the airbag deploying, but he was not in the seat of the car. He was off at a distance, but yet when the car came to a rest, he was right back in the seat and unbuckled his own seatbelt and got out of the vehicle. So he thought that was quite phenomenal. We've heard Mr. Keshe tell these stories, and this is the way it really happens when you see these horrific accidents. So it's a secondhand testimonial. I sent him a message in the Telegram hoping he would come in. It's always better firsthand. But a very interesting little story there, and he didn't have any soreness whatsoever.
Well, thank you, Mark, for relaying that. All right, perhaps we can dive into some of the Brazilian testimonials. Now, let me think here. I believe we're up to number 6. But if any of this seems too familiar, then perhaps we've already covered this one. But let's see. This is from June 28th, 2022. I believe it's PDF number 6 from the Brazilian team. And this will be, well, it's a total of 24 pages of testimonials. So let's get into that. I can start on these, on saying these testimonials. Maybe you want to take over later, Mark? Would you be able to do that?
Or Dean. I think Dean handled the bulk of it in the last workshop.
Okay. How's your speaking voice today, Dean?
Hi guys, yeah, it's fine, thank you, Rick. Yeah, I can certainly read some for you. It'd be a pleasure.
Well, why don't you just start off then?
Okay.
I'll save my voice.
If you get tired,
a little
Dean,
hoarse.
if you get tired, Dean, just pass it over whenever you're ready.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Okay, yeah, no problem.
Okay, it says testimony 2, but this is the first one in the in this installment. So, okay, go ahead, Dean.
Okay, thanks, Rick. So, in my recent experience, of having 4 cup 1 in my room and the beginning of a reactor from cup 2, I realized that dreams about our dear ones who are gone come as messages from them. We know they are not dreams, they are encounters. My husband dreamed of his deceased father. He met him, hugged him, and they both cried with love. Today, I dreamed with a deceased mother of a childhood friend. I sent the message to my friend and they got information of coherence with the dream and her reality. Like a message from her to her daughter through me. To sum up, my multi-dimensional sensibility has improved in this sense and that of my husband as well. The proximity between the dimensions is strengthened. We certainly have other qualities in this sense that I will observe, such as intuition, a forward vision, etc. I will report here. So this is testimony number 3. Good afternoon, everyone. I will relate an experience. My neighbor, his wife and mother-in-law contacted COVID-19. As I didn't have enough plasma water, I sent them a 60 milliliter cup of water from the salty water of the washing of the gans and asked them to put 6 drops in a glass with water and drink this glass several times a day. They started at noon, and by the evening they were better from the pain and felt very calm. And the recovery went very fast. It was very positive. As for me, I have a lot of pain in my right knee, and I've even had hypodermic acid infiltration. Is that right? No. I can't walk for a long time. It makes me very tired. I put around my kneecap a little silicone bracelet and gans from cup 1, glued with adhesive tape. I have been going out for various activities, walking normally without any pain or fatigue for several days now. Thanks to Mr. Keshe for this wonderful technology. I will soon be 79 years old. So testimony number 4. Hello, my friends. I would like to briefly share that I made my first pain pen, and in 3 days, the signs of pain were already 90% better. Incredible, spectacular. For someone who has already finished with a pack of painkillers and a tube of cataflam, whatever that is, without having any improvement, I couldn't even comb my hair from so much pain in my elbow. And now I can say that I can move my arm well without pain, only a slight sting when I bend my arm, but nothing compared to the intense pain that had been with me for months. Thank you, Mr. Keshe, for this wonderful gift. Thank you, Raphael and the team. So this is testimony number 5. What a thrill I am feeling. How wonderful Mr. Keshe is. He is who he is and shows himself every second with his love and heart, so beautiful and good and giant. Listening to the 324th Knowledge Seekers Workshop, he works, listens, supports, restores, fields, cleanses, loves all life in 0 time, there restores the health of many right away. At the same time he teaches. He lays on his lap and cares. Wow, what emotion. Mr. Keshe is beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Keshe. We love you. We love you very much. We love you beyond measure. So this is testimony number 6. Getting to know plasma technology is the best thing that has happened to me. It is wonderful. I consider that it has helped me personally a lot to change my life. Greetings to everyone from Mexico. So this is testimony number 7. Good evening, everyone. Once again, showing my peppermint that is a pleasure to see the result. Just gratitude. I've heard so much about the field that I already understand it well. Even though this plant hasn't received water for more than a week, it still keeps its shine and beauty. Just quickly on this, while we're on this particular testimony, I've noticed I've had some of the fertilizer from the foundation that I bought a little while ago, and I put it on some of the plants here, and I've just been giving it sort of a little. I think it's about 100 milliliters a day, maybe 50 milliliters a day, on a regular basis into the bottom of the plant, and also at the top, just a little bit in the top of it as well, creating a field interaction. And I've noticed that the plants, they don't need as much water. In fact, they don't tend to need water at all. You definitely create a field, and the plants are, they seem to be really enjoying the field that is built up around them from this interaction, where they're feeding from the environment around them, from this field, this dome, this peace dome that you're creating around this particular entity. So this testimony, this beautiful testimony here is yet more proof that you can create fields around our vertical friends and enhance them and bring them back into balance. I've noticed that a lot of the plants that I have here are obviously conditioned in the environment that they grew up in various different places that sell plants. These were house plants, And they obviously have been, as I said, conditioned to grow in a certain way. And once you start adding the other, the Keshe technology to them, you're creating a difference where they start to go back to origin. And I've noticed that some of the leaves, they go through a cycle where the leaves, they seem to almost like, almost not die, but some of the leaves die away or fall away. They go
into like a reset.
Like a reset, yeah, exactly, Mark. Yeah, it seems to sort of fall away, and then they start growing again, and it quite a rapid pace. And once they get going, and once they're established, and it does make it seems to make a very big difference to their environment and their ability to go back to the origin of what they originally were before they were conditioned to grow a certain way. And I've noticed this with a lot of plants that I start applying these materials to, the ganzas and things. It creates a new beauty for them where they, as we say, they seem to go back to an original position that they had before. Thank you, Rick. So that's testimony number 7. I want to continue on. We're going back now. Okay. So we can see the pictures here of this testimony number 7, where you can see this peppermint plant is changed its its characteristics. It seems to be growing quite healthily, and we can see that the plasma waters are very simply placed around it, and to me it looks like it may be in a sort of a star formation. Which obviously helps the plant as well. It's creating a condition for the plant to an environment for the plant to grow in that is bringing it a lot of balance and feeding it energies other than just through the root system. This is also creating a condition, an environment around the whole of the plant, and feeding it energy so that it can sustain itself within its structure from the fields that are produced through, we say, plasma water, very simple waters, but there are many beautiful interactions from all the different various interactions of the plasma that we have taken or utilized from the environment and redistributed it to the plant in a slightly different way that benefits the plant. And it is a beautiful thing. Thank you, Rick. So this is testimony number 8. Good afternoon. Interestingly enough, I joined the group here to share an experience and find the perfect link. And this tends to happen a lot when you start to get involved with the plasma. The moment you have an intention of thought and direct it, you usually find the plasma, as is said here, suddenly you find that the doors open and you find the perfect thing that you require in that exact moment. You're tapping into the knowledge and, as we say here, the perfect link. I burned my fingers on the stove grate. It was very painful. Because I did not touch the grate, I held it to get it off. So I presume they picked up the grate without realizing it was really hot. Anyway, it burned a lot. I have a spray bottle with water from the 3rd wash. So from the 3rd wash, there'll still be a percentage of salinity of salt within this particular water. And even without plasma waters, I do know that salty water has always been used for burns and things. So there's obviously a link there. It is very salty. So I sprayed it on my fingers and right away it stopped hurting. But I thought I would get these blisters, those blisters. This already happened before with me. That was at night. The next day, my fingers felt as if they had never been burned like that. Even the skin was not rough. I must say that I use this water on my skin for everything, including insect bites. But this is all at my own risk. Just quickly going back to that. So the lady, or whoever it was, the man maybe, said that I use these at my own risk. So we know with this technology and the beauty of plasma that it doesn't do any harm. It can't do any harm. So there is really little risk, if any risk at all. It's waters, it's plasma water, and it's here to gently balance and give to you. So there is really there is no risk. So I'm sorry, we're still on the same testimony. So, is there another one?
Okay. I could just add, Dean, that I spilled a cup of coffee that I was making about 4 weeks ago, and I only had on some skins, which are just very thin sort of thermals, and it definitely burned the leg. It was red. I had 2 spots, one a bigger one, one a smaller one. I sprayed the CO2 water twice on it, let it go from there. It's still the bigger one. You could still see a little bit of the redness. The smaller one went away. There was no bubbles. There was no blisters. But I did, when that water hit me, I did let out a loud yow. So it was, and I've made hundreds of cups of coffee with never spilling one. But that was just another testimonial to add, if I could.
Thank you, Mark. There's lots of, I've had lots of those myself as well, where I've done something like we do when you're just in normal daily life and you're doing things. Sometimes you catch your hand or something, or you, as you say, you spill some hot water or something on yourself. And I've had many instances where I would, I have many ganses around, many plasma waters, and I just literally, I think, oh, I need some plasma water. And I just literally put my hand in, or I place it against wherever I've, happened to, cause a reaction. And they usually find that the pain does disappear very quickly. I've had it for all sorts of toothaches and cracked teeth and all sorts of things where I've literally just taken some plasma waters and just swilled them in my mouth, and or just placed the waters against my body, or rubbed it into my body, or taken a little sip of certain waters if they're obviously, these are just the plasma waters. And you find that the pain does evaporate very, very quickly, and it is miraculous in what it actually does to the human body. It brings it back to balance very, very quickly. And for anybody that was new to the technology, it'd almost be like, well, it's just water. And we as knowledge seekers know that the information and the knowledge that goes behind it through Mr. Keshe's teachings, that we have these very big interactions between the environment of the carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen in the atmosphere. And when we pull this in, when we connect it to copper and zinc, and copper is connected to the human body, zinc is connected to the emotion. And so when we connect these up with something we all know as knowledge seekers, nano-coated copper, where we open up the molecular structure of the copper, and we allow the energy to flow through this. So it's still connected to the matter state. However, we've created this flow of energy through this nano-materials. And then we connect it to copper, we connect it to zinc, and then we put this in a salt solution. And overnight, we collect GANs, gas in a nano-solid state. And then once we collect this very special solid gas in matter, in a matter state. So it's a solid gas that collects at the bottom of the jar. We call it GANs. We use this with the plasma water on top to apply to lots of different applications. We wash the salt out of the water, and we can use the different stages as what's been described here. All these plasma waters can be used. So even as knowledge seekers, if you have these plasma waters, I always tend to try and keep some of it and place it around myself in different containers, and then use it for lots and lots of different applications. The applications really are the intention, your wish, and then applying this to the tool, the water you're using. And that combination with the technology that Mr. Keshe has brought forward gives us such an intense, beautiful interaction of fields that balances out the body very, very quickly. And if you're hearing this for the first time, have a knowledge seeker teach you, or a knowledge seeker give you some plasma water, and try it and see what you get, see how you feel, because you will realize very quickly how incredibly beautiful this technology is, and how pleasant it can be when you're in pain in many, many different ways, from as we said, burns and insect bites, to muscle pain and fatigues and all sorts of things. And it really is the technology of knowledge brought forward by Mr. Keshe for humanity to actually experience the beauty of Mr. Keshe's knowledge that's been brought forward for all of us to use and to pass on. And once you experience it as a human being, and also remember, it's not just a human being. You can share this with your our vertical friends, as we've seen. You can share it with your pets and many other creatures, and they all benefit from it. They all love this technology. In fact, the more open you are to it, the more beneficial it will be to you. And you usually find with the plants, particularly, and the animals, they're very intuitive. They don't judge. They don't question. If it's right, they will use it straight away and just accept it, and then they benefit from it. So that's the sort of beauty that we're dealing with here with this technology. Okay, thank you. So, Rick, is there another one? Is there another testimony? Is that it now? Or is there many more?
24 pages.
Yeah, we're at page 11 here now. Did you read this one about the bleeding gum?
No, not yet. I can read that one. Sorry, yeah, I didn't read. Okay, so this is testimony number 9. I will also share my experience with the salt GANs water. I had a bleeding gum, which I did several treatments, expensive procedures, but it always came back. I was already thinking that it was an incurable disease and nobody wanted to tell me. I started spraying my teeth and gums with the water, and after a month, more or less, it stopped bleeding. And the pain I felt when chewing also decreased, and now it doesn't hurt anymore. Eternal gratitude to Mr. Keshe. So just that one testimony there. Whatever pain you have, whatever condition that you have. When you are in a lot of pain yourself, we all know this, and it feels like there's many people want to help, but you're the one going through this particular condition. And sometimes the pain can be so unbearable, or you feel like there's nothing that can help you. And this has happened many times with people that have experienced plasma, that they have a condition that almost seems incurable. And then along comes plasma waters, and intention with this beauty that is the knowledge that is given and then shared, and then the intention put into this particular tool, water, plasma, and then it alleviates and takes away this this condition that you thought you could never get rid of. And that is, for each individual, that's such a big thing that for some it literally brings tears of relief from not only the pain, but from the emotional distress that we cause ourselves when we are in these conditions. So the plasma waters and the ganses and the environment, the fields of interaction will benefit you in so many ways within your environment, for yourself. And you will find that these fields of interactions will always give to you. They will always give at the point of need. So at the point that you need it, it will give to you to bring about a lovely balance, to bring about a balance that would benefit you in many different ways. There are many ways to do this. This happens to be the Keshe Foundation and the plasma water technology way. And it is a beautiful way that has been shared by Mr. Keshe, openly and freely to humanity across the planet. And thank you, Mr. Keshe, for that. Okay, Rick, is there any more? So testimony number 10. I put plasma water from the cup 2 into the water tank of the car's radiator. It was amazing. It increased the consumption range. I took some pictures to make sure I didn't gone crazy. Besides, it is a delight to drive. Thanks always to Mr. Keshe and the knowledge seekers. So we have another condition here where we have, so we've spoken about plants and animals and human beings. And now we're talking about plasma water from cup number 2 into the water tank of the car's radiator. So this particular soul, this particular being in the shape of a car, as received to enable it to run smoothly and to bring it to balance, the plasma water from cup 2. And this has managed to create a condition within the car that has made it a delight to drive. That's open to lots of interpretations by all of us. However, we all know when a car is feeling good and steady, and it's a pleasure to drive. And we know when a car is not behaving too well, and when it needs some attention. So the fact that this person actually intended to do something for the car. So like any soul that's present, if the intention to give is the turning point, the ignition of the plasma. the intention to give to another. And this particular car received these this intention, and that's a field strength. That actually, as we know, in the radiator, which is where the car has the water, and it's received the energy from that to make the whole system come into balance. When you think that human beings we are what, 90% plus of water, you can see how this technology would and does react within our structure and our environments that we are all part of. And and thanks always to Mr. Keshe and the knowledge seekers. So the knowledge seekers, you guys out there, you know, and the beauty that you show, and all these wonderful experiments that you do, and sharing the knowledge like you do, you're giving back and you're helping many others. And that intention, just to show something very simply, has a feedback. And that intention then feeds back to you always. Is giving to you. Your intention was to give, and because you've given, that field strength is out there. It's in the environment. It's in the structure of the planet. It's in the structure of your community, in the structure of your family. It's in the structure of everything. And that will always feed back to you, give to you, because the intention was correct to help another. So that's why sharing and giving this knowledge, by doing this, you are receiving back. Remember this, everything we talk about is field interactions from an atom to a universe. So when we actually initiate the thought and intention and give to another, like the interaction between magnets, when you have magnets and you move one magnet and the other magnet moves, that field interaction, you can't taste it or touch it. However, we know it interacts. And all these testimonies here are showing us that interaction in a plasmatic way, the intention and how it creates a beauty that we can all receive from. So we can now understand how the intention is so critical, it's so beautiful, and how the flow of energy, the space gap created through the intention. Sorry, that's my phone going off. Gives to us in totality everything, and we can do this in each and every moment with a thought and intention. So let's just quickly go back to this. I put plasma water from the cup 2 into the water tank of the car's radiator. So cup 2 is more connected to the physicality. But it says here it was amazing. It increased the consumption range. Consumption range, does that mean the range of the vehicle is be able to go a lot further on a tank full of liquid?
Yeah,
I took some pictures.
So
Sorry, carry on, Rick. Mark?
Yeah, definitely. You can see on the pictures here where the little gas tank symbol is. Whoops. Careful where I point, it tends to go to the next page. On the gas tank symbol, first picture has 250 kilometers, second one is 270, third one says 280, and then it goes to 290, or maybe vice versa on the last two. So it's actually increasing in its range for the last 40 kilometers instead of decreasing.
Yeah,
So
that's quite incredible.
And the one thing I would like to say with all this is it's your experiments, it's your intentions. So this plasma condition, the waters and the ganses, and unified with your intentions, they're unlimited. And that's why this gift that has been given to us, when we actually start to work with it, that's why we always say, Mr. Keshe says he doesn't want us to just copy, because that's not the intention of this technology. We can use it and learn from others. However, the power of ourselves, the thought, the intention embedded within the consciousness, within the ability of the GANs and the plasma waters, is entirely up to you. Remember, you're made up of a very big percentage of plasma. And when you connect with this other plasma, it's a bit like the condition we've all heard before, and we've all heard stories where somebody's in a lot of trouble with a child or something, and an impossible position is there, like maybe the child is trapped or something, and it's trapped into something that could never normally be lifted by a human being. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the strength comes to lift it, because the thought and intention, the field strength, becomes so intense in that moment, that the matter state doesn't exist. And so they release the soul. It's a bit like the testimony that we heard a little bit earlier on with the car interaction with the accident, where that person who has been, in a position where they know they're going to have this crash. However, they have knowledge, they have plasma, and at that precise moment, they have are protected. They create a peace dome. They become part of the plasma. At the point of impact in the physicality, they move position. That is the beauty. That's the next stage on, but that is all within each and every one of us. When we start to interact with the fields, and we start to use this technology to give to others, and then you will find that you will create this peace dome within yourself, around yourself, and that you will start to protect and enhance many conditions in your positions that you take place in these very moments. So it is a wonderful gift that we're given, and for all of us, we can use these ganses in each and every moment, these plasma waters, and all our intentions that we put forward, we can use in any moment, and not only specifically in the place we're at right now, we can also send our intentions further afield. It's field interaction. So as Mark said, he caused a condition earlier on where he spilt something on himself, and he had a burn or something. Then we, as beautiful souls, if we knew about this, and when we are in a position to understand it, then we could give to Mark and to help him to recover by sending him thoughts and intentions to enhance and to give to him, for him to receive the energy he needs to heal. And so the thought, intention, the plasma that beauty within inside us. And then when we actually maybe have some of the GANs with us in and around our environment, and then we use that ability to give to others across vast distances, not just to ourselves, but to the environment. And that's from a viewpoint. And what is your viewpoint? Is it 1 centimeter, or is it one universe? That is entirely up to you. Okay, Rick, that's testimony number 10. Is there any more? Should we carry on?
Oh, yes, there's more.
Oh, yes.
We're at page 13 of 24 in this particular PDF. Do you need a break?
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to let Mark have a go now?
Would you like to read some? Would
Sure.
you want to read some, Rick?
Sure. Ready to go.
Okay, take over,
Good
Mark.
evening.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good evening. I would like to report the experience in my family. I waited a few days observing and confirming the improvements after taking the cup 1. My husband is hypertensive. For a week now, he has been taking a half a cup of the cup 1 twice a day. He has not taken any more medicine, and his blood pressure is totally normalized. He is constantly monitoring me. I have pins in my spine and started spraying and then taking a quarter cup twice a week. I am feeling much better with more mobility and less pain. I was going to ask Dean, Dean, are we becoming our own doctors? Go ahead, Rick.
I was just going to mention last time I went to a doctor, he said, you have a self-repairing machine. He seemed quite surprised. I guess most of them aren't.
We are field generators, no question about it. I don't think we've hardly tapped into it yet, though.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll carry on.
My aunt, who was 82 years old, eliminated a wart from her face just by spraying the water. I make this testimonial so that many people will know the blessing that Mr. Keshe has given us. Eternal gratitude to him. Also, my husband had not been able to sleep peacefully for years. His sleep was totally irregular and agitated. After he started taking the cup 1, he is sleeping very well. He tells me he can't believe he is sleeping through the night. And as we know, the GANs, or the water of GANs, takes from the body what the body doesn't need, and it gives to the body what the body does need. Here is an orange tree that was abandoned for months, subjected to winter rigors, in short, a bare trunk. It has been resurrected thanks to Mr. Keshe's plasma technology, GANs, to him for giving us the opportunity to save a small member of the vertical world. Good afternoon. A few days ago, I gave a pain pen to a neighbor. She has a lot of pain in her back, pain all over her body. As soon as she was passing the pen where it hurts, she was amazed, and in seconds she was jumping and screaming that she didn't feel it anymore. Gratitude to Dr. Keshe and everyone in the group. I did my health cup yesterday. Hi, guys. A report. The nosebleed about 4 times. I was already worried. I took salt water from the cup 1 and put cotton in the nose and had no more bleeding. And also, from time to time, the ear hurt. So I put cotton with plasma water and did not hurt anymore. That's wonderful. Gratitude. Dear knowledge seekers, I would like to share with you a few words regarding my understanding about this gift that was given to us by Mr. Keshe. Mr. Keshe has been repeating countless times for us to get out of our physicality, reactors and magrevs, and look and feel our soul. This connection is only possible, in my understanding, through our emotions. The vast majority of human beings are stuck in beliefs and paradigms at an unconscious level that keeps them away from this connection. And this greatly hinders the understanding/comprehension of this magnificent technology. Emotions plus feeling plus love plus freedom, I guess, equals the soul/creator. For me, it is all summed up in the ethos of the Keshe Foundation. Think good, speak good, do good. Gratitude, Mr. Keshe. Grateful to heaven that we have a translator for our Portuguese language. Thankful that I can hear in my own language and hear from afar the beloved voice of Dr. Keshe. Speechless as to what I heard today, speechless as to the expansion of understanding I was able to achieve. So grateful, Mr. Keshe. I have that tendonitis from typing. I put the GANs in a collection tube and fixed it. It has improved a lot. I am using the lab collection tubes to put the GANs in and apply on places of inflammation or injury. Testimony 18. This knowledge of Dr. Keshe is so wonderful and frightening at the same time. It turns us inside out. And it is so profound. Man has now only to put his finger in the ocean of knowledge. I want to dive in! Exclamation. The excitement takes over. Experiencing all this renews our hopes for a better future. And I am seized with the feeling of inexplicable joy. Gratitude to all KS knowledge seekers and to Mr. Keshe. A card, a thank you card to Mr. Keshe, testimonial number 20. I don't see any written words here, Rick. Gratitudo.
Just says on the bottom, thank you, Mr. Keshe.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Keshe.
And that's the end of this PDF. Thank you, Dean and Mark, for reading. Appreciate that. Nice to hear from the Brazilian team. Do we want to try another one? Dare we try another one, I should say?
Sure. So let's see if we can get through it. How many?
Well, there's three more left altogether. Yeah, 3 more PDFs. It'd be nice to get through another one this week, and then maybe 2 more next time. Okay, Mark, if you get tired, let me know, and we can...
I should be able to make it. They're pretty short.
Okay, this is from August 1st of 2022. Let me get it lined up here. Okay, here we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. It took me a long time to come here to give my testimony because I needed to be sure what was really going on. My husband and I have made the cup of life together. I have a daughter who will be 22 now in August. During all these years, I didn't get pregnant anymore and didn't took anything because I wanted to have more children. But I didn't really get pregnant. Today, I believe that the plasma water really gives life back to our body and reconnects everything to its place. I did a test, and I am pregnant at the age of 45, something that was no longer considered by us. Congratulations. You are one of many who has and will achieve this miracle through creation and elevation of the soul, of both souls, of you two, and physicality to follow. This has been the promise of manifestation of Mitra among children of man in the new age. The physical age of the man and woman will not bear no consequences with creation and birth of the new child, as the soul is conceived first and manifests itself in the womb of the mother after the physicality. In early 2010, I used to tell to my volunteers who were your age and above and themselves grandparents that to watch not become mothers and fathers as plasma children will be creates through the souls of love of man and woman, and then physicality will take shape in an earthly manner in the womb of the mother. Children's of soul will come through elevation of souls of both. This has been a gift from the Creator to the new cycle of creation. Blessed His name and station. I have been using the GANS technology for more than a year. I lived in Spain, and there I have a friend who gave me plasma. Now I am in Brazil and brought plasma to my father, who was very sick of the lungs with the CO2, CuO, ZNO, and collagen. He recovered almost 100%. And I also have a cousin who took that, was with endometriosis, and with the plasmas healed himself. The doctors are amazed with her case. It is completely gone. Good evening. I watched yesterday's Brazilian teaching where the guy, knowledge seeker, observed decrease in his electricity bill, making this connection that I reproduced. The guy observed the decrease in consumption, but as a good Virginian and detailist that I am, only this observation was not enough for me. I needed proof. So I filmed 2 times within 40 blinks of the light clock. I filmed with and without the nano-coated coil. And to be precise about the time it took in both shots, I sent the video to the paint program. And in this program, I put the video in slow motion and cut it at the exact moment of the first blink and at the exact moment of the last blink.
It mentions at the bottom, maybe you can't read it so well there, it says, note each blink equals 1 watt hour.
Okay, I didn't see that. Thank you, Rick. Result 1. With the coil connected to the shower wire, 40 watt hours were consumed in 26.9 seconds. Without the coil connected to the shower wire, 40 watt hours were consumed in 27.83 seconds. Conclusion: with the coil connected, there was a 3.34171% reduction in electricity consumption. Well, folks, I just did this experiment and rushed here to publish it for you. I will do more because there may have been some failure, which I have no idea. I need more proof. I would also like, if anyone comes to test, please comment with me the result you had. Warning, it was said in the teaching to be very careful with the wiring of the shower. And here I reiterate what was said. Do not mess with wiring of the shower. If you do not know what you are doing, it can be very dangerous. That I would agree. That was my afterthought. Hello, seekers. I want to give my testimony. Maybe it can help other people with the same problem. My father and I have a skin problem that is very itchy, especially after bathing. I even put a filter in the shower, and it got a little better. After I learned about the GANs, I made the reactors of ZNO and CO2, put the two together, plus their amino acids, and started spraying the whole body after bathing. Never again I had the itching. I made a spray for my father also, and it happened in the same. We are very happy with the amazing result. Here's the tip. Gratitude to Mr. Keshe. Study on schizophrenia, Mr. Keshe. It was very impactful for me to learn that according to his studies and hard research, schizophrenics are twins occupying one body. My father did not know how to handle the situation at the time, nor did family and friends. Me and my two other siblings were adopted by different families. We suffered a lot. Schizophrenia is not a disease. Schizophrenia are us who do not understand the creation of man, M. Keshe. That was quote unquote. I want to share with you that unfortunately, this very important knowledge and valuable discovery did not come in time for the life of my mother, who was diagnosed with this disease. She died in a sanatorium in Mia Gerais. And not only she, but many who lived in that region had the same diagnosis. Maybe they needed customers. And that is what Mr. Keshe said, that we're the schizophrenic. We don't understand the process of creation or the creator. After she had suffered horrors with the worst possible treatments at the time, such as electric shock, straitjacket, torture, extraction of teeth, medication, 13 very strong types, sexual abuse, and with that, the birth of my brother. She died because she was also raped and beaten to death inside the institution, which gave no explanation. The world needs to know about this. The doctors need to know about this. How many suicides and abuses could have been avoided if society knew and accepted it? I think of my mother's life right now and know that the fact that I am a knowledge seeker and know this truth on this day, today, in some way on the Creator's part, is to help others. Her death was not in vain. Thank you so much, Mr. Keshe, Meister Keshe, for your efforts and discoveries about plasma. May the Creator reward you. Good morning. We are already taking the water of life, and this puppy, whose name is Nala, is also taking it. She is elderly and caught Kala-Azar disease, but with treatment, she is out of risk. However, she was left with squeals, one of which was difficulty, might have been sequels, difficulty breathing, where she often had terrible coughs. These coughs were constant, and I used to go crazy and give her a medicine, those used by asthma sufferers, to make her feel better and to calm her down. Since she started taking the water, like 20 ml a day, the cough stopped. Can you believe it? She doesn't cough anymore, so I keep giving it to her so that she gets better and gets a few more years of life. Looks quite happy there. Good afternoon. I want to give you a testimony about the plasma water. My dog had a big lump on his neck inside the skin. I started to give him the plasma water and spray it on him. In 15 days, it burst a liquid and dried up. The other one had an itch and his hair was falling out. He was also cured. I thank Mr. Keshe from the bottom of my heart and everyone. Thanks. My sister broke her toe and had to have it put in a cast and a splint. And since she was in a lot of pain, I took some of the GANs I had made, put it in a plastic bag, and gave it to her to put on the top of her foot. I also made a pain pen. She reported that she felt when using the pen as if the pain was concentrated in a single point, getting more intense and increased, then it became very little pain. And she didn't rest, even with the pain. She continued to do her work activities. After going to the doctors to take x-rays, he said that the recovery was being very fast. Today, she went to the doctor again, and he removed the cast 3 weeks earlier than expected, due to the very rapid recovery. I started using it in water in March of 22, as I have a pin in my wrist and several dental implants. I used to use it just spraying the body. When I saw some comments from people who also used it without problems, I started using it moderately. In the beginning, I felt a little dizzy. I increased it little by little. The dizziness passed. In March, I took a blood test that I do every year, as recommended by my hematologist. The levels were normal. I did another one now, and several alterations appeared. I was worried, thinking that it could be the water. I went back to the doctor, and to my surprise, she said that the rates are suggestive of people who had COVID. Conclusion: if I had COVID, I didn't even notice it. As the more experienced people here say, cup of life can't do any harm, but we have to follow it to feel the benefits. Look, I have had a very large kidney stone and hydrophenosis, intense pain, and after using the waters and Gans patches, I am in perfect health. I don't get attached to anything. I just use it with the intention of health, and everything flows. I had a lot of hair loss. I even had to sign a lack of hair showing a larger forehead. I started using the Cup 1 plasma water as a rinse. It is remarkable, the return of the hair. Even the hairdresser noticed. First steps today from Ozano, who had Guillain-Barré syndrome due to inoculation from the AstraZeneca experiment. The Cup of Life 1 and 2 were made 3 weeks ago, and already on the second day, she had 3 fingers of ZN Gans. Our goal is to keep her out of the chair by the end of August. Her husband, Cristiano, has helped a lot in this work by spraying the waters on her body as often as necessary. Good evening, knowledge seekers. I would like to share with you an immense joy. I traveled to Argentina and came back with a bad cold. Here in my house, I always use the water from Cup 1 Gans. I have material already ready for the other cups, always studying. As I stayed a week away and I didn't take the plasma technology with me, I got sick. I came back very sick with a bad throat, fever, diarrhea, nausea, and a lot of pain in my body. I did the test and it was positive for COVID. I started to drink plasma water again. I put the humidifier besides me with plasma water, and in 12 hours, my breathing is already much better. I'm starting to taste food, and I got the strength to do Cup of Life 2. To tell you the truth, Cup of Life 1 is already enough for recovery. Thank you, Mr. Keshe, for helping us. I was not even worried because I am not stung by the injection. And I know that my body finds the means through the alliance fields to act in the way the universe determines. This is a testimony of hope. Thank you to everyone who always posts their experiences here. Awakening from lethargy, approximately 15 years ago, due to the dedication that I found myself in the search and application of the profound knowledge of what we are at soul level. I felt I was giving to others, near or far, even by simply looking at them. I felt the need to put myself in contact with everyone and in physical touch. And in a physical touch, I felt the giving manifesting itself physically. It lasted for some time, but I believe that pride, because I thought I was powerful, LOL, made me go back to certain previous limitations. Today, after going through physical pains in increasing order 1 year ago and coming across the Keshe Foundation very recently, I realized that I only started searching to solve my physical pains, although I have already brought to the attention of many in a small way the greatness of all this wonderful content. But today, listening to and analyzing each word, I see that I have to forget about myself in order to focus on those who need me. I have fixed well those words that were spoken there. We are only enough if we know how to forget ourselves and feel in the other the continuity of ourselves. I am grateful to be present at this moment, to this gathering of lights and wisdom that is guided by the noble and courageous soul of Mr. Keshe. Note, see that there were periods of improvements after using plasma water I could not maintain. Get real. I had skin cancer on my face and had the removal procedure in 2020. The doctor warned me that 90% of it would come back. I met plasma technology in 11 of 21. The cancer came back on the same and more on the other side of my face. I did Cup of Life 1 and started putting it over my face 3 times a day, and it disappeared completely, even without using the water of Cup 2. I am immensely grateful to KF for everything. Good afternoon, everyone. Some time ago, I posted here in the group pictures of the energy bill that decreased a lot after making my reactors. 2 days after I posted it, 2 agents from the power station came and took my clock and took it away. They put a digital one, a brand new one of those with a little red light. Look at the bill that arrived, 450,00 that I had last month without using the technology. Looks like 4827. Well, I'm not sure. Not sure about this one. Good morning, knowledge seekers. I woke up with a lot of headache and pain in my spine. I followed our friend Beth's advice and sprayed it on the spot. She had said that the pain would go away immediately. I swear I thought that immediately was a few minutes. I am now reporting that I sprayed it on my head and spine, and it went away in no time. I am really very grateful. All these wonderful needs to be spread to the people we love. Consequently, they will pass it on to others. Then we will have a much better world, because today we are the world's media. We carry the knowledge. We no longer depend on television and radio to hold on to restricted knowledge. Thanks to Beth, who attended to me promptly, and to Dr. Keshe, who brought us this knowledge, and to all the knowledge seekers who made new discoveries every day. Just a minute, I have to let someone out. Okay, Rick, if there's more, let's continue. Peaceful thought. I was wondering why human beings always want to change something they don't even understand. Maybe not to be right, but to have reasons. Life, the universe, souls, and everything that exists is so much bigger. Sometimes I observe the worms on Earth living their existence in an environment that is theirs, living their lives with their little worms without having the notion of everything that is above them, which is us, and the whole planet, and all the universes. Maybe we are the worms, because we are not aware of everything so big above us. I put all my intentions into learning this new plasma technology that Mr. Keshe is giving us the opportunity to evolve. Not even my whole life will be enough to absorb so much knowledge. I have been going slowly. I have already made about 5 cups. I use the plasma water. I feel the benefits. I have already saved an orchid that was practically dead. I saw it. No one told me. Today, my intention is to absorb more knowledge, to really know what I need to learn to make another cup, to understand the essence of knowledge, to elevate my human soul together with my physical soul, and thus help in the elevation of world peace. The other things become so small after you really enter into these studies, only experiencing it to understand. Yes, that's what happens. You get in touch with these cosmic rays and knowledge is elevated. You become a new creature in a way, as Mr. Keshe said, not with a different head or growing a tail or anything like that, but you're just more knowledgeable about the whole of creation just by being in touch with these cosmic rays.
Stop, Mark, please. I'm translating here and I'm breaking my tongue. Could you go a little bit slower, please?
I totally forgot you were there, Andreas. I apologize.
I believe also Alenka.
Right. That happens with the translator sometimes, or to the people doing it. I didn't even remember. We'll go slower.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes, no problem. Thank you. Should have alerted me earlier. We would have slowed it down. Recently, I also had a nice surprise with some plasma water. I always mix water from CH3 5 ml, CO2 40 ml, and the rest from cup 1 and fill a 500 milliliter bottle. Recently, I stopped drinking all the water and poured some of these on these 2 plants. Look at the result. The pepper plant is already growing peppers.
Okay, and that completes the this document. Thank you very much, Mark, for reading.
Thank you, Rick, for hosting.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Rick. Can I quickly just comment to everybody that these beautiful testimonials are coming from Brazil, and I don't know. I've not lived in Brazil. However, I sense that they're very open to this technology. They have embraced it because they have a need, an intention at the point of need. And the community around the Brazilian technology grew very rapidly from a seed because, as I said, they had a need. In certain other places in Europe, say, we've had less of a need. We've had other conditions and other institutions and establishments put in place to see to our needs. And now people seem to have come into a position where they are requiring the need again. They are in a position where at the point of need, they, I think, will start to embrace the technology. Mr. Keshe always said that man will always take from this technology from his own demise. So for many people, it's not until they get to that position that they will try anything, which is a shame, because this beauty has always been present to give to others. And I sense in the environment where I am, I've noticed that, as I said, this need is arising. And so people are becoming more open to it. So we've had this condition for a long time where those that are very humble have very little sometimes, not always, but sometimes have very little. They take upon the energies and the need because they are so humble, and the plasma opens up, it gives. So when you become this giver to give to others, and we've always, if you've ever noticed, it's always the poor that seem to give the most. They are the ones that have very little. They're usually very warm and open-hearted and humble. They give. And because of this, they experience the beauty of this knowledge. And the plasma really develops very quickly. And I hope in this moment, in fact, I don't hope, I know in this moment that all the societies around the planet come to receive from this knowledge with humbleness, to be open, to be able to expand upon the technology, the plasma. And however you experience it is for you. As long as your intentions are in place to give to another with a lot of love and gratitude and humbleness, it will give to you. It will balance. It will be a beauty, not only for yourself but for the whole environment, the whole, your family and the communities, the nation, and everything else that goes with this. So let's never forget that it is this condition of when you are open, when you open your heart and you open your soul to helping and serving and giving to others, that you will this plasma condition will feed back into your environment and bring about many beautiful things. And it's always the way with plasma, and I've noticed this in my particular journey, that whenever you are with the intention and the thought giving, in that precise moment, the plasma consciously knows and gives. And this is something that in Western societies we sometimes don't look upon in the right way. We just believe in a certain condition that we've grown up within our environment. These plasmas are here to benefit humanity, and so be humble to receive the beauty of this technology, because it is a gift. It really is a gift, and please be open to receive it. Thank you, Rick. Just wanted to say that.
Yeah, when I look at the background here, Rick, I was thinking of tomatoes for testimonials, or maybe this is one that escaped from the Holland growing houses. I'm sure there's a story behind it.
It was actually in one of the previous Brazilian testimonials. And I happened to be glancing through that. Wow, what a profound picture. So I snagged it for the for this image. Yeah. And it's an 885 gram tomato. which is nearly a kilogram. And it's in a heart shape besides, so extra bonus. I think it's called a beef heart.
Oh yeah.
Tomato.
Rick, is this tomato been open? Is it been consumed, or is it does people experience the taste of it? And you know,
I'm not sure. I'd have to try to find it again to get any other information. I don't think there's much information with it. It just showed talked about the weight, which is a lot.
yeah, it's a very big tomato, that's for sure.
All right. Anybody else have anything they would like to share for our testimonials?
Rick, I've got a picture of some plasma that I can share. It's of a plasma ring, and I can share it just in a way that and with a slight story and an explanation, just so people can see that you can use plasma in lots of different ways.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you can hopefully see this picture now. This is a plasma circle. So connecting the plasma, going one step at a time in a circle. So I started from the outside and walked around into the middle gradually. And with each step, I had intentions to give and to enhance others, giving wishes and intentions as I was walking. And I got to the middle of the plasma, and then gave from my soul to other souls. And then I turned around and walked back the way I came out of the plasma. So I went from gravitational, going inwards, to magnetical when I walked back out, giving back out. And I walked out of this plasma circle. Now, the understanding is that the plasma within inside myself, as I am made up of the same consistency as this plasma that is in a certain condition. So it's H2O that has fallen and crystallized and become in a certain formation. And it's got the same amino acid structure as myself. So I connected my amino acid structure to this amino acid structure. And I gave to my environment and to others with thoughts and intentions. And I used this plasma circle to create. And I could have used it in many, many different ways. This is my particular creation and my thought in that moment to give to others. And so we all have the experiences and the emotions and the chance to do this our way, however we would like to achieve it. We can produce cup 1 and 2. And I think, in fact, I probably had cup 1 on me on this particular day, and I think I would have sprayed it into the atmosphere. So that's yet another intention of giving and, you know, giving into the atmosphere. So with each step, I'm thinking about giving and giving to the heart and soul of others and to enhance them. and not just to others as in human beings, but to the earth, to everything, everything in our immediate creation and beyond. So our thoughts and intentions. And as I'm walking around, I'm creating in that specific moment. And you can do this in your environments. You can use the Ganses, as I said, of cup 1 and 2, or any other Ganses you have. And then once you've connected with those, then become the Gans yourself. Start to experiment and use your thoughts and intentions to expand out consciously, to give to others, give into the environment, use the beauty that you have, and you will start to understand that you can, from your viewpoint, you can give to much larger expanses and more souls. It's the only limitation is your own thoughts and intentions. And this is just a very small plasma that can expand out from an atom to a universe. So for each and every one of us, whatever your emotions or whatever your experiences are in your environment, you can create a plasma that links to other plasmas, because everything is a plasma, everything. So each crystal we see in the snow is a plasma. And then I've made a plasma, and then I'm a plasma, and each cell in my body is a plasma. And the trees and the earth is a plasma. The clouds, the environment, the sun, it's all plasmas. And so we're connecting in each and every moment with everything. And it's all through an intention, that initial first intention, which is to create and to give. And you can do this with everything in each and every moment, and then connect each and every moment and expand it out. The only limitation is our own thoughts and intentions that we give from our viewpoint. So be bold and be beautiful and expand it out. Give to as many as you can, and open up your heart and soul, and help others, with a smile, with a word, with an intention, with an action in each and every moment. And the plasma will give back to you, and it will give to others. This is how it works. It's the gift. And it keeps on growing and expanding more and more. And it is a very beautiful creation, whatever it is, however you give. And the choice is always yours. Thank you, Rick. Thank you. I'll leave it there.
Okay, very nice, Dean. Thank you for your insights.
Welcome.
Anybody else have any comments here? Shall we wrap up for today? Okay, well, we're coming up in 2.5 hours here, so it's probably good enough for now. Thank you very much, Mark and Dean, for reading our testimonials today, and for Lissy and Lisbeth and others that have contributed. So, this has been the 74th public meeting for testimonials here on Monday, January 9th, 2023. Our next testimonials, we have a look here, will be in February. And that will be Monday, February 13th. Will be the next testimonials meeting. So we have a month in between, and surely that will be enough time to experience some of the plasma technology. And if you can remember your experience and bring it back to here on 13th of February, that would be great, so that others can learn and experience through you your testimonial. Okay, I guess that'll wrap it for today. Our next public teaching workshop is tomorrow, January 10th, which will be the One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice. And that starts at the 4 p.m. Central European Time. And people are welcome to attend that workshop with members of the Universal Council who will be presenting the workshop. Okay, anything I'm forgetting? I think that's it. Okay, again, thanks everyone. And we'll go out with the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version. And we'll see you all in the next public teaching workshop, if not before then. Bye for now.